On Daniel Dubois against Alexander Usyk, realistically, has he got any chance? We've got 30 seconds.
Of course he has. Look, it's a tough ask, of course. You know, the thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you if you let him. Dubois, good luck. Don Charles, good luck. Great British boxing, good luck. We potentially might have a heavyweight championship back on our soil.
My man's going to win, Jack. He's going to do the business. He's going to come back with those 3 belts.
And how's he going to finish it? Or
I
if
hope
he
he
is?
finishes it in style with a knockout. However he wins, it doesn't bother me as long as he gets the belts.
Time undisputed from Ukraine, Alexander Usyk. Usyk.
So I'm sure George can as well. I don't know, like it's a great fight. You know, I think I'll give Dubois a shot in that fight. It's a good time. I mean, a little bit of inactivity because of the fight falling through against Joseph Parker, but you know, it's exciting, and I think definitely a fight he could win.
Do you think Usyk is rattled? I've never seen him respond to something like that. It seemed out of character.
It was a bit strange, you know, like the push, you know, but
well, the slow motion.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But Usyk, who knows? You know, we'll see.
Daniel Dubois, he challenged Usyk in the ring after the fight.
These guys are begging now for the payday because they know who the king is.
That's right.
And these guys need him. He doesn't need them.
No.
Alexander Usyk can choose to fight whoever he wants. He is now the draw in the heavyweight division. He is the big name.
Yeah.
And I take my hat off to Anthony Joshua and I take my hat off to Tyson Fury because they had the cojones to face him, as did Daniel Dubois. But let's not get away from anything. Daniel Dubois fought him once and we've seen how...
Friend,
Yes, young man.
I say, when I win, you present me Bentley.
Yeah, and when Daniel wins, what are you going to give me?
I don't have Bentley.
What cars are
Ukrainian business. I don't have Bentley. You have, I not have.
All right.
Okay.
He's a big heavy lad, he can punch, and he's improved since their first fight. He's confident. Look what he did to AJ. Usyk couldn't finish AJ off like Dubois did because Dubois is a big, heavy, punching heavyweight. It's going to be a tough fight. He's a massive favourite for me, Usyk, but he's the older man by over 10 years. Dubois is on the crest of a wave, flying with confidence.
The boxing world is electric. A high-stakes rematch is set for July 19th at the Wembley Stadium, and it's more than just a title fight. This is a drama. This is poetry. It's redemption versus vindication. Last time they met, Daniel Dubois stunned everyone by flooring Alexander Usyk with what many believe was a legal body shot. Instead, the referee called it a low blow, giving Usyk precious recovery time. He then came back to stop Dubois in round 9, but the controversy hasn't faded. Dubois and his camp are convinced he was robbed, and the fans are wondering what could have been.
Солнышко не бей. Ну мне тоже боляче, и шо?
Я тебе ровно бью так.
И шо?
Я ж тебе не так бью.
А я, это твои проблемы, я их бьешь. Давай.
But alongside the fans, many experts had their say in it as well, the most spicy of which came from Lennox Lewis, the last undisputed champion heavyweight in history who weighed in an explosive prediction a few days ago, having this to say: I'm thinking he's ready. He's been through the trials and tribulations. He's the King Slayer. He's got the power. He's going to do it.
Guy doesn't say too much, but you can tell there's a lot of things on his mind, and being a heavyweight champion is what was always on his mind. And even the fact that, you know, he got presented the belt, he wants to prove himself in the ring and go in there and say, yeah, I deserve to keep this belt.
Dropping all censorship, Lewis sees Dubois, a certified champion who's done the work, can pull off a shocker at Wembley and wants to prove himself in the ring. These aren't empty hype words. They come from a man who sat on the same throne and knows exactly what it takes to dethrone a near-perfect champion. This isn't an easy fight to call at all. Betting markets reflect the tension too. Usyk is favored, but Dubois' power and revenge narrative mean the odds are closer than they've ever been.
Anthony Joshua is still there. There's another shot from Joshua, what a shot!
finishing! So here's the question. Will Dubois channel that Kingslayer energy and rewrite history? Or will Usyk, still undefeated and still surgical with his timing, prove once and for all why he's considered one of the greatest heavyweights ever? Dubois has been on fire since their first fight, stopping big names like Joshua, Hrgovic, and Miller, but says it's not enough. He wants justice and needs to silence the haters. Usyk, now undisputed 4-belt king, wants to silence the doubts, close the book on controversy, and solidify his legacy.
Yeah.
Really?
Last time he got away, he hadn't really felt it. He got away.
I'm not horse.
Yeah.
Of course.
He never come away. Yeah, he got away last time. This time, he got away from a beating.
Horse punch one time, I'm
punch
one, two.
Right now, the boxing world is polarized. Some experts swear Dubois is a real threat, while others see Usyk maintaining supremacy. Speaking to DAZN, Eddie Hearn seemed to be conflicted between who to root for. However, Hearn highlighted Dubois' killer run, where he had secured 3 stoppages since their first clash, lending gravity to the rematch outcome. The reality is, it's for the undisputed heavyweight world championship. You know, Daniel Dubois could be the undisputed world heavyweight champion. I don't think he will be, but he can punch and he is strong. When you fight Usyk, people say the bigger man has got to be more dominant and push him back, and that is what everyone said about AJ, but it's not that easy. Look at the size of AJ. Look at the size of Tyson Fury. They weren't able to get on the front foot, beat him up, and push him back. Can Daniel Dubois do it? Probably not, but he's young, heavy-handed, and confident, and he's in the fight.
He's a heavyweight, he's 6'6", he's about 18 stone. What would you expect in him? Not to look big and strong? I mean, you know, like, he's dangerous. People looking for ways to kind of talk up Daniel Dubois' chances. You don't need to. He's a live underdog, but he's an underdog.
Let's take a look at what those close to these two warriors have to say. There's one man who has experience in facing both, Usyk and Dubois. We're talking about the Congolese heavyweight Martin Bakol. The 31-year-old has sparred with Usyk and Dubois, and even claimed that he knocked out the 2 heavyweight champions. For this fight, he believes Usyk will walk out with the W, claiming that physicality will be key here. He had the following to say: Usyk, except me, beats everyone. Deontay Wilder, I think, is done. Usyk is a boxing man, boxing brain, boxing movement. I don't think no one will stop him right now except Martin Bakol, Bakol said.
We've heard you say that you stopped Daniel Dubois and Usyk in sparring. Can you elaborate on that?
They never come back to say that I'm lying because they know it's the truth. And because, you know, when you go to spar someone in the gym, so you're not allowed to record it, because if I was allowed, I was going to pause the video. And I'm happy because nobody can, you know, say that I'm lying, so it's true. And I don't lie because I need a fight. You know, I want a big fight. They're avoiding me now. They know reason why. So I should tell people why they're avoiding me, because they know what happened in the gym. So now they're avoiding me. And now people see that I'm telling the truth. And now we need the fight. So.
Do you remember the shots specifically that dropped him?
Uppercut, left hook, jab. All of them, I give them a hard time with the jab. I always keep this one for the fight. So soon I use it once, so you can't stand, but the nose, I got nice jab, nice left hook. So everyone get it.
On the other hand, former cruiserweight champ Tony Bello has offered a more cautious take. Having lost to Usyk back in 2018, Tony has a good idea of the power and skill that the Ukrainian possesses. In an interview with TalkSport, he gave his insight on the clash between these 2 heavyweight giants. Usyk is the best heavyweight in the world. He's probably the best heavyweight of our era. There is no disputing it anymore. He's amazing at what he does.
Quick word about Usyk then, just before we move on. Currently confirmed himself now, isn't he, as the top heavyweight in the round. But where does he compare to the greatest heavyweights ever? And what does your top 5 heavyweights of all time look like now?
I think he's up there. On accolades alone and achievements, he's right up there.
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't he?
You'd have to look. He's come from the cruiserweight division where he's reigned, gone into everyone's backyard and beat them up on their own patch. He's gone to the heavyweight division which I didn't think he'd be able to fully. I thought he'd win a version of a world title at heavyweight. I thought he might be able to nick it off someone like a Joseph Parker or someone like that.
Yeah.
But to go up there and face the biggest and the baddest.
Do you think you could have done it in any era of heavyweight? Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. I struggle to have him ahead of Lennox Lewis.
I thought you were going to say Lennox, yeah.
Lennox is just...
Would have been what an interesting fight that would have been.
Mate, Lennox technically was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then with the great Emmanuel Stewart in his corner, I just think he it's not that he'd have figured him out, I think he'd have just been too much, because Lennox was the first of the giant era. Lennox was the first big guy. I'm not sure if Lennox is 6'4" or 6'5", but Lennox is a big dude, and I've met Lennox in person. I was actually surprised when I met him in person. I thought, I thought he'd be bigger, but as guys get older, you know, the muscle mass decreases and stuff like that. So, well, I just thought he is a big lump. Imagine him in his heyday. He was a big guy, strong guy, but he had huge amounts of technical ability. So, I've got Usyk in the top 5, 100%. I just don't know where. I mean, a lot of mine is nostalgic and goes off the likes of Mike Tyson in his prime, and the prime was so short-lived.
Sadly true.
No one can ever deny Muhammad Ali. I think George Foreman's the greatest puncher who's ever graced the game. There's so many there or thereabouts. I couldn't give you a definite from 1 to 5.
That's 5 there, to be fair. I just don't know.
All I could say is I just don't know.
It probably changes on a day-to-day basis in some ways,
For achievements alone, Muhammad Ali is the greatest heavyweight ever.
Got to give it.
Full video. Dubois has been amazing. I've wrote him off on a number of occasions, and he's come back to prove me wrong. You've got to give him a shot, and he's in with a chance. But Usyk has already made him quit once, so can he make him do it again? He, Dubois, is at a stage in his career now where he's overcome such adversity, and he's the most confident he's ever been.
It was nuts, but no one said anything.
No.
But then ultimately when Alexander Usyk fights Daniel Dubois, and his shorts are on his navel, and you can clearly see his belly button at times in the fight, no one said, all of a sudden his shorts are high. So it's whatever suits people's narrative and agendas at the time. For people who are Fury fans, they want to say Usyk's done this or he's robbed that. For people who are Dubois fans, just look at the cold, hard facts. He hits him on the protector. The protector's called the protector for a reason. And then ultimately, look at how the fight ended up. I mean, he had enough.
South African cruiserweight contender Kevin Lerena recently sat down with IFL TV and delivered a cautionary, balanced take on the upcoming bout. Lorena's insight stands out because he knows Dubois firsthand as he faced him in 2022 and went the distance before falling by TKO.
South African, he's got to dig deep now. Dubois lands a crunching left hook in there. Yeah, great uppercut as well. Lorena's going.
His verdict? A coin flip until one man lands a defining punch. He views Usyk's superior ring IQ as setting the late round tone, while Dubois' power and early aggression could swing the match early. Here's what he had to say. It's a 50-50 fight. You might get that a lot. People saying it's a 50-50. One is an extremely powerful concussive puncher. He's got a good jab and his confidence is at an all-time high. And one is a magician, probably one of the greatest boxers, technicians of our era, Lerena said. If Daniel can't hurt Alexander in the first 6 to 8 rounds, I think Usyk wins convincingly. But having said that, I think Daniel will be very dangerous for the first half of the fight. A lot of experts seem to be backing the Ukrainian for this fight, but there's one polarizing figure who begs to differ, that being John Fury, who just so happens to be Tyson Fury's dad and trainer as well. Is this a prediction out of spite for the losses incurred by his son at the hands of Usyk, or is John actually up to something? Speaking in an interview, he had the following to say: "Good luck to Alexander Usyk, but again, he's going to go on too long, and I just see Daniel Dubois becoming a multi-belt champion, because how many fights have you got in you? You come up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, you've got these big men banging away at you. He's only got to walk into one," Fury said. As fight night gets closer, both Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois are sharpening their weapons, but their approaches couldn't be more different. Dubois, the younger and more physically imposing fighter, is reportedly focusing his entire camp around one word: pressure. His team has emphasized an aggressive, high-tempo game plan to cut off the ring and trap Usyk early. Coach Don Charles revealed the following in a recent interview: "We're not looking to box him, we're looking to break him." Bodywork has been a huge emphasis, specifically targeting the same area where Dubois landed that infamous 5th-round shot in their first meeting. Meanwhile, Usyk's camp is as methodical as ever. Footwork drills, lateral movement, and angle control have dominated training. His team believes the key is to frustrate Dubois, wear him down, and drain his gas tank with surgical counters. As one of his trainers told Sky Sports this week, "We expect chaos early, but we plan to turn it into order by round 5. So what happens when raw destruction meets masterful discipline? Will Dubois unleash the storm that finally dethrones Usyk, or will the Ukrainian genius once again rise through adversity and prove he's still the king? Drop your predictions in the comments, subscribe for more fight breakdowns, and get ready, because come July 19th, someone's legacy will change forever.